Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a very, very long time. Um, you know, things happen, life gets in the way. There's been so many changes that happen all at once, but I am back and I'm going to be more consistent with my videos like I was before. So today I want to bring you a story that popped up in my notifications about a man who has a bullet in him that he wants taken out because it could exonerate him from charges that he had about 5 years ago where he killed a man. And so I'm going to read part of this article. Of course, I will leave the link in the description. But there's some things in this article that was just like, that made me think, that sounds suspicious. So it says slaying suspect Jesse Pinkerton's attempt to uncover evidence that might help him beat first-degree murder charges isn't all that unusual, but his method certainly is. Pinkerton, who is charged in a 2012 fatal shooting on the South Side, is asking a Cook County judge to order a jail doctor to surgically remove a bullet from his body. Court filings don't explain why Pinkerton, 34, thinks the bullet is relevant or how he plans to use that evidence at a trial if a judge allowed it. His attorney and prosecutors declined to comment or did not return calls. That right there sends up a red flag because it's just like, why are they not commenting? Why are they not saying, oh, this could possibly be something that could, get all the charges dropped? I mean, this man, he's been in prison, I believe, for 5 years now. Let me continue. Legal and medical experts said they could not recall a similar case. Judges do at times order medical treatment, antipsychotic medications for criminal defendants, and chemotherapy for cancer-stricken minors whose parents forbid it. But those are all medically necessary procedures. Now, the thing is, him having a bullet lodged in wherever it is in his body, the article does not say where it is. One, if he keeps it in there, it's been in there for 5 years. So if he keeps it in there any longer, it could potentially cause damages. It could possibly move if he moves any kind of sudden way. We don't know where this bullet is. The article is not saying, so for all we know, it may or may not be there, or it may have been in there prior to the incident. While no details were available about Pinkerton's case, physicians would be concerned about the medical risk of removing a bullet that presumably has been in his body for at least 5 years. But for Pinkerton, the risk-reward calculation may be different. From his standpoint, this bullet could be what keeps him from spending the rest of his life in prison. Judge Joseph Claps, who was overseeing the murder case, has not ruled on Pinkerton's request to have the bullet surgically removed. William Wolf, a longtime member of the Cook County Public Defender's Homicide Task Force, who is now in private practice, said he never heard of anything like it. Pinkerton's attorney must believe the bullet itself, as opposed to an x-ray or other medical records, is necessary evidence for trial. But without more details on the move, Wolf said it's impossible to know whether Pinkerton's attorney, Michael Chomiak, wants to do any forensic testing. Chomiak did not return messages seeking comment, but in court papers indicated he may argue Pinkerton opened fire in self-defense. Now, the problem with that is the fact that his attorney is not making any moves on this is a problem. I'm assuming that his attorney is white. Therefore, he's not going to make moves fast enough to get his client acquitted because he's black. The fact that he has not said anything, he has not returned any phone calls, nothing, that poses an issue. Prosecutors have alleged that Pinkerton fatally shot Michael Gillespie, 24, in the 1500 block of West 91st Street after Pinkerton accused the younger man of sleeping with his girlfriend. The two also argued about narcotics prices. There is no indication from prosecutors or the arrest report that Pinkerton was shot at the time. That's something else that is suspicious because when he was arrested, wouldn't he have said something about him being shot, or wouldn't they have seen him bleeding? So it's just kind of like, we don't really know what's going on. Typically when officials are responding to a shooting, if someone has been shot, of course they're going to remove the bullet. They're going to treat them no matter if they were the suspect or the victim being shot. So that's something that's kind of, throwing up another red flag, is this man is saying that he has a bullet in him that could possibly exonerate him. And at the time of the crime, none of this was brought up. None of this is in the documents. None of this is in the case. Nothing. So it's just like it's two sides to this, because on one hand, the judges and the attorneys could be thinking, oh, maybe this bullet has been in him for quite some time, longer, way before the incident happened, and it's now bothering him and he wants it taken out. So there's two sides of this. But my whole thing is, this man is saying that there's a bullet in him that could possibly exonerate him from all charges. And as the attorney, you should be listening to your client. The bullet in Pinkerton's body may be relevant if his attorney plans to make a self-defense argument, Wolf said. In his own practice, Wolf saw a client acquitted after a mangled bullet was found amid shell casings on a sidewalk, a sign that his client either shot at the ground or had been himself shot at, even though no guns were recovered. I can understand either a defendant or a defense counsel's need to hunt for disappearing firearms evidence if that's the scenario. Pinkerton, known as Rude Boy, was arrested more than 2 months after the March 2012 slaying. He was identified as the shooter by at least 3 witnesses, records show, and his cell phone was found at the scene. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, why wasn't this bullet or this gunshot wound in his file, in his case? Why was that never brought up? Why is it just now 5 years later being brought up? And the thing is, he could have been said something, but they're just now saying something about it. He could have been told his attorney. He could have been asked to talk to the judge. But now, I'm still trying to wonder why they're just now saying something, why this story is just now coming out if he's been in there for 5 years. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. I will be coming back with more. If you like, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave any links or stories in the description below. Follow me on social media. All of that will be in the description. Until next time.